All right, guys, moving right along. As you can see, you got the. This is a new engine. Okay, this is the one going in. So obviously, we had to get that torque converter off of the old engine. Guys, remember, if you're dealing with a car that has a seized up, the engine is seized. There's no way to rotate the engine to remove the torque converter. So you have to bring it out complete. Okay, here's footage of him trying to take that out. We fought and fought and fought with that. Trying to get a right angle on it so you can bring it all out complete. Okay, now what we learned from that is it was probably be a little easier to take the harmonic balancer pulley off. Okay, once the harmonic balancer pulley off, sure, you might have a clear shot at coming straight up with it, guys. So that is the situation there. Now, weird thing about these, this is Mopar. All right, this is a Mopar engine ready to go. All right, weird thing about this, it's not complete at all. Of course, we had to transfer the front cover and put it on there. See, there's no oil control valve on it, so we're gonna have to verify that the old oil control valve. See how it look. We're gonna have to take a good look at it. Of course, you're gonna have the solenoids already, but the timing cover, we're gonna have to transfer the oil pan. We have to transfer a few things. Okay, so it's a long block, but not technically a complete long block. But all that matters is he got it out. Okay, that was the hardest part, getting it out. Easiest part is going back in because we know what we need to have off in order to get it in. Where's the old engine? Yes, it's over here, seized up. Guys, there's no need to waste time trying to figure out why it was seized up. Okay. If you turn the crank, if you go to turn the crankshaft and it won't turn in either direction, guys, the engine is seized up. Okay, just the mere fact knowing that it's seized up constitute an engine around here, engine assembly. Okay, we have to write up a complete engine. Now, if you want to go through the process of tearing the engine apart to see why it's seized up, that's all on you. That is considered your personal time. Okay, you'll be wasting time because it's inevitable. The ending results will be a complete engine. There's no way around it. So I'm not a big fan of wasting time. Okay, so, but yeah, we got to take this off and take a look at that. But interesting, very, very interesting ordeal. Okay, now my buddy over here doing it's like a little World engine, 2.4 World engine. And guys, y'all know where this engine came from with the blue writing. Yes, likely a salvage yard, likely a junkyard. Okay. I think this has some water in it. They ran through a puddle of water. Sometimes, guys, that's why I say be careful how you criticize a particular car or a particular car maker. It's not always the car maker's fault, guys. Some of this stuff is induced customer reckless actions. Okay, if you drive through a puddle of water, you got to know that something bad might happen. All right, so your intake gonna suck that water in. As we all know, you can't compress water, guys. There's no way around it. You just can't. So the intake sucking in and it makes it to the engine and to the piston area. That piston come up, valve close. That spells disaster, guys. Catastrophic disaster. Okay. So yeah, this guy fairly quick. Okay, see, this is how we end up with a lot of extra coils. Okay, so this one going in, but we got a lot of extra things we can keep for testing. Not just keep just to clutter up your area or your toolbox, but some of the stuff we need for testing purposes. We can cut down on diagnostic time by merely installing a known good part. All right, so yeah, that's the way that works. But this guy's pretty fast. He gonna have this running by. He'll get here by 7 in the morning. It'll be running by 10 maybe, if not sooner. And plus, this is a little Dodge Journey. Hey, 41 TE transmission, guys. Y'all see that? Yes. Okay, let's go this way, guys. See what's going on. Hey, I see a little Dodge dot over here. Oh, did I show y'all the? This is what everybody was over here drooling about, trying to figure out. This looked like rubber, guys. That doesn't look like carbon buildup. In fact, it doesn't smell like carbon buildup. So there's a little investigation going on over here, trying to figure out what exactly is that. Now we've been told it was a new coil put on it, but there's a piece of the black plastic dropped down into the spark plug hole. And you know, this is an exhaust valve, so it gets extremely hot. So anything plastic, it will gravitate to it and melt it. Lucky him. I think he gonna end up replacing the head, so he don't have to worry about drilling that out. So lucky him. And this guy, I'm gonna talk to him some more. He got a theory on why these break at the end. Something to do with the cat converter not being built. The design of the cat is not right, and that's what's causing only the studs on the end on the Hemi engine to break. But everybody has their own theory, guys, so go figure. But yeah, it would be interesting to know. Like I said, take a close look at that. Alright, guys, that is not carbon buildup. Okay, carbon buildup don't smell like rubber, plastic. So something got down in this cylinder, and this hot exhaust valve cooked it, melted, burnt it. So I think he's gonna go with a new cylinder head though. I don't know. Very interesting. Today was a crazy day. Oh, this is dark. Oh, we're doing the recall, brake booster recall. And this is one that actually need the parts. Y'all know we've been getting away with replacing just doing the recall. But the recall states if you need to check certain things, and if need be, you have to replace it under the recall. So in the process of doing the recall, it was revealed that we actually need the parts. So now we have to wait a little while longer and order some more parts. Yes, it gets like that sometimes, guys. It gets crazy around here sometimes. Alright, so I don't know, but that's how it is. And what they doing to this 3500 Ram over here? Oh, water pump. Hey, this not a diesel. Is this a 3500 with the Hemi? Let's see, guys. It's not a diesel, in other words. So the 3500 is the body thing. Yes, there's some gasoline. Not that I didn't know that, I'm just speaking in general, but there's some gasoline engines out there in the 3500 body. And this guy had a bad water pump leak. Look at all that crud. Y'all remember we talked about last time that that 300 that customer just did he saw coolant leak at the water pump, so he just did the water pump and that's it. Guys, make it a habit of inspecting the complete cooling system. Alright, I said it before, I said it again. It may not just only be the water pump, it could be something else. Alright guys, let's well, I don't go this way. Let's wrap this up, guys. We'll talk some more on the next video. Alright, I gotta take care of something. Thanks for watching.